It's 2 o'clock in Central Europe. From AP, UPI, and the major American networks, the news is next on AFN.
Good afternoon. Specialist Kathleen Devine, AFN News. President Reagan meets with Republican congressional leaders today to discuss Central America and legislative priorities. Deputy News Secretary Larry Speakes told reporters it will be Mr. Reagan's final meeting with GOP leaders before Congress begins its summer recess at the end of the week. Former Senator George McGovern says Fidel Castro supports the Contadora Group's peace proposal, which calls for removal of all foreign military advisors from Central America and the halting of arms shipments to El Salvador. UPI reports McGovern visited the Cuban leader last month.
He talked with the Cuban leader for hours on the night of July 17th, and he confirms what Fidel Castro has already said, that Cuba is anxious to negotiate an end to outside military involvement in Central America.
He stressed one point above all others, and that is his strong desire to get together with the United States on negotiations on anything that we want to talk about, but especially on the issues of Central America.
McGovern has urged President Reagan to consider Castro's offer, which would end the flow of Cuban arms and soldiers into Central America if the U.S. would end its own military involvement there. Vicki Barker, Washington.
Today marks the closing session of the National Governors Association meeting in Portland, Maine, and there's expected to be a blast at President Reagan's economic policy. Democratic governors say it's produced a big federal deficit. This is AFN Radio News. A nuclear freeze resolution may make it out of committee and onto the Senate floor today, but it faces an uncertain future after that. The Senate Foreign Relations Committee will be voting on the freeze issue, and one Democratic source says he thinks there will be enough votes to send it on to the full Senate. Nearly 2,000 women demonstrating against nuclear arms at an Army depot in upstate New York say they'll keep up their protests until every nuclear weapon is gone from the planet. About 210 protesters were arrested inside the arsenal yesterday. China's main delegate to the World Conference Against Atomic and Hydrogen Bombs blames the superpowers for the nuclear arms race. The conference opened yesterday in Tokyo. Attending are delegates from 15 international organizations and 33 nations, including the United States, Soviet Union, France, and Britain. A hearing on the mysterious and deadly disease known as AIDS will resume today before a House subcommittee. The AP reports yesterday AIDS victims testified about their private ordeals in an effort to spur government efforts to find a cure.
The experts don't know what causes acquired immune deficiency syndrome, AIDS. They don't know any cure or treatment. But three men who are experts of sorts, they're victims of the disease, urge more money be spent, more research be done to find out. Roger Lyon is 34 years old. He was diagnosed as having the disease 6 months ago. He told a House Government Operations Subcommittee he was numb at first. Now he's simply waiting for something to happen.
At this time, I'm basically living in fear of what is to come.
The victims told of the stigma attached to the disease. One described the situation as another closet, another coming out. But some victims won't admit their illness for fear of being shunned. Nora Wolf, AP Network News, Capitol Hill.